Hey friends, welcome to Dusty Craggy Wash. We're here on a Saturday afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving to all my US friends and my US viewers, because it is your Thanksgiving weekend. That said, it's been nuts out here. Not to sound like a negative Nelly, but I probably won't be coming back to Craggy Wash. If this weekend's any indication on how things are going, yeah, not really interested in hanging out while people race by me on ATVs and dune buggies like it's the Baja 1000. Literally, out of all the people that have gone by, about 30% slow down and actually respect your space and, you know, could possibly dust you out. And then there's the other 70% who range anywhere from racing by to full-on dune buggies going by so fast that they've thrown gravel on the side of my rig. Like I've heard rocks and gravel hitting the side of my rig as they've gone by. Add to that the fact that there's literally abandoned motorhomes and rigs out here that apparently BLM doesn't seem too concerned about removing. Yeah. It's a beautiful area, and I do my part in, you know, like I pick up after Rollins, I pick up garbage as I see it. I've done what I can, but when you go for a walk and all of a sudden you come across a full-on motorhome that's just abandoned and all of its contents are strewn about the desert, you just kind of got to wonder, you know, if BLM and Lake Havasu area don't really care about this, then I'm probably not going to come back. Why would I come back here and spend my money in this town? No. So, going to be moving on. Anyways, on to the things at hand. So, basically, this is my 200th video, give or take. I'm calling it my 200th video. It's my second Q&A. I did one quite a while back, and this one I kind of reached out and was hoping that I'd get a little bit better of a response, considering that I'm giving away a print. But you know what? The people that did respond, your odds are looking pretty good, because right now I have 4 questions. Actually, I have 5 questions because Belle asked one quite a while ago that I didn't really answer. So I have 5 questions, but 4 people, and they're all going in this tin because there's only 4 names, and each one has 25% chance of winning a print. And I'm not 100% sure of the print size. I'll talk to the person that wins, and we'll figure out the print that they want to get printed, the shot of mine that they want to get printed. And then after that, we'll figure out a size, but I'm figuring I'll go as high as 16 by 20, and we'll get you a nice professional print and get it sent to you. So yeah, your odds are good. So as I showed these are my little name tags. So we have Spongy from Channel 33 with Spongy. He's out of Brooks, Alberta. And he's a friend of Keith's as well. Now I was gonna put Keith in here, but he's also sponsor of this video. So I didn't want any, what do you call it, conflict of interest going on or anything like that, favoritism being called. So I'm gonna do something special for Keith later on, because he's really helped me out this past fall. Oops, now I'm losing them. So there's Spongy. This one's Tom. I'm gonna fold Tom. Tom's a big advocate of my channel as well. So he's going in here. And this is Belle. This is Belle Landry. And she's going in here. And this is Bill 3D. He's an advocate watcher. And he's commented quite a bit, and I missed coffee with him because he said to reach out when I was in Alberta, and I blew it. So I apologize for that, Bill, but you're in the draw. So there's 4 people in this tin. Okay. Now, let's get to the questions. So, first question is by Tom. What are some good and bad things about off-grid living, and how do you power your appliance, etc. in the trailer? Okay. Well, good things and bad things. Good things, I like the quiet. I like being self-sufficient. I like being kind of alone in my head when things are good. If you watch my previous vlog video before this, you know that when things are bad, being in my head isn't necessarily a good thing. Things I'm working on. These are things that through life I'm trying to grow and evolve through. I like the freedom that this lifestyle provides. I mean, I'm here for 2 weeks and then I can go somewhere else for 2 weeks or a month, or, you know, I can go to a different state. Just the fact that I'm down here in, 24-degree weather as opposed to Canadian winter right now makes me pretty happy. That kind of thing. So, bad things. Well, I kind of touched on one. Like, I mean, here, it's beautiful here, but then all of a sudden it's a holiday weekend and I have off-road vehicles racing through here like it's the Baja 5000, whatever that race is that goes through the Baja Desert. It's like from further that way all the way down like another mile is basically dispersed camping. Past that mile is like wide open desert, off-road areas, all that kind of thing. It's all BLM land, right? That's fine. Why do you have to race through this part to get to that part? Like, nobody has any patience or respect. They just kind of, I'm not going to say nobody. There's quite a few people that do. They'll go by and, the minimal dust. It's fine. But then you have these other yahoos, and yeah, they're yahoos. I have other words for them, but I'm trying to keep this family friendly. But yeah, like really, like they're going by at like 50 miles an hour, throwing rocks and stuff on my rig and my solar panel, and no respect for anybody. And they're just, oh, it's a desert, right? I had a couple from California out here blowing off fireworks in the middle of the camping area the other night because it's Thanksgiving. And like, I went up and I politely just asked like how long they were going to be, because Rollins was like totally freaking out. He doesn't like them. And they were like, well, it's a holiday and it's the desert. I'm like, yeah, it's also BLM land and it's also prohibited to blow off fireworks on BLM land. But hey, who am I? I'm just some dumb Canadian, right? Anyways, I don't want to go off on too many rants, but there is those aspects, and you have to deal with other things and other people. There's certain things too where it's like, I have solar. I have a solar panel sitting out front facing the sun right now. And I've had people come up, not necessarily here, but I've had people come up and park like close enough and then offload their generator and fire it up. It's like, okay, you just drove by the guy with solar who's committed to basically being semi-quiet, and now you're just going to fire up your industrial-sized generator. Like, that's happened a couple times. Granted, the upside is if it really bugs me that much, I can get up and move. But it just seems like, I mean, it's probably just kind of part and parcel to the way things are in the world lately. Common courtesy and respect seems to be a little thin. But anyways, moving on. So the second part of Tom's question is also part of Bill's question. So I'm going to read you Bill's question and then I'll answer kind of both together. So Bill, the second part of Tom's question is, how do you power your appliances, etc. in the trailer? And Bill's question is, how much solar are you running and what kind of controller do I pack a generator? So the solar on the roof, I have 500 watts, two 250 watt panels on the roof. And then I found that when it's wintertime down here and the sun kind of is low, like it doesn't get real high above us, it's kind of low across the southern sky, that I just wasn't getting the angle. So that's why I bought the third panel that I pack around on the back bumper in that little box that my brother-in-law Leon made me. And that's a 310 watt panel. So technically I have 810 watts. I have two Charette Rolls batteries. There's a video way back that I upgraded to those. They're 420 amp hours together. And that pretty much powers almost everything I need. I cannot run AC on that. but I'm not a big fan of AC in the first place. It has to be pretty damn hot before I'm craving running AC. Do have a couple of fans, mainly for the dog, just to kind of keep airflow going. If it gets too warm, he's pretty lazy, but I keep him hydrated and, you know, that kind of thing. As far as a generator, no, I do not have a generator. But no, I don't have a generator. I actually, when I very first started, when I was still working on the little trailer, I actually bought a 2000 watt inverter generator, and I opened it up. Like literally you just kind of cut the tape and open the top of the box. And I looked at it and I went, no, I think I'll put this money towards solar. And I taped it back up and took it back and got, you know, my money back, kind of thing. I just, yeah, this is not the road I wanted to go. So, don't have a generator, 810 watts of panel, and 2 420 amp hours, 6 volts, which equal 420 amp hours. I've used the microwave, I've used the air fryer and rice cooker, etc., etc. I watch TV at night. In the summertime, I can basically deplete the batteries down around 50%, and by 10 a.m. the next morning, they're at 100, and I'm working, you know, like I work all day and, you know, basically, you know, don't use any power because it's just being refilled as I work. So that's pretty much the answer to that question. As far as controller goes, it's a Tracer, I can't remember the amp. I think it's a 40 amp or a 60 amp MPPT controller. That's about all I know. I know enough about solar and setting it up just to be dangerous, and that's about that. So that answers 2 questions. Now, third question. So for your Q&A, my question is, do you plan to make it back to BC again? I found your channel and started following you on my Blue Lake video with the silver tiny trailer, and then saw your vlog on the Xterra and tent. Anyway, it seems like all the Canadian van-dwelling YouTubers are finding Vancouver Island the warmest for the winter. What about you? Maybe some BC campgrounds will offer the same stay for exchange of my services, like I was doing in Nova Scotia and across Canada this past summer. That's Belle's first question. I was on the island one winter, and it was starting to get chilly, and I was starting to run the Mr. Bunny heater just at night and that kind of thing. And I just found that it was like producing a lot of condensation. So it was chilly, and then it was kind of wet, and I didn't really know what to do other than, you know, buy a dehumidifier. So yeah, I was parked at my cousin's place on power, and wasn't sure about the dehumidifier and all that kind of stuff. So basically I ended up just coming down south. I do prefer it to be warmer and drier. So the Vancouver Island thing is an option for a lot of people. And, you know, I'm not saying it would never be an option. If I perhaps was doing better financially and wanted to pay for a campground for the winter or something, that would probably be an option. I know a lot of people do it, and yeah. As far as getting back to BC again, I hope to kind of get back in the spring, maybe even for just a few weeks for a visit, family there. I'd like to see my grandpa, but this year with the price of gas and all this kind of chaos going on, I didn't actually get out there. So, but it's on my radar. It's on my radar to get back. I do like places like Blue Lake and LaSalle Lake. That was a beautiful area. Yeah, I mean, it's called beautiful British Columbia. I was born and raised there. Yeah, it's a nice place. It's just a little on the pricey side. Usually a little more expensive than the rest of the country, and you got to factor that in. So yeah. Now, Belle actually asked this question a couple years ago, and I found it while I was kind of scouring through the videos looking for the questions to answer. And basically she says, you stated previously that you plan to redecorate your RV. I assume once businesses open again for supplies. I did notice an orange background in a previous video. Have you started to decorate. I noticed the long mirrors you disliked are gone. Didn't you have orange in your old trailer? So, yes, I had orange in the old trailer. The old trailer was a very retro green and orange. And I kind of adopted that. Part of the reason I bought that old trailer was because I was already designing my logo using green and orange. So it was kind of like, oh, a little bit of serendipity, so to speak. So yes, the old one was green and orange, and I do like green and orange. I did start renovating in here. I have videos of that process, but I'm not finished. And I'm not finished because usually when I have money, I have no time. When I have time, I have no money. That's how it's been going the past few years. So I'm slowly renovating the trailer. This is true. The bedroom is pretty much finished. And I've done the floors, although the slide out still has the bad rose-colored carpet because I haven't touched the slide out yet. I'm kind of looking, again, money versus time and that kind of thing, but I'm looking for the right couch to fit in there, like just an actual like little couch to take that fold-out daybed thing out. It's heavy and ugly and gross, and you know, part of the renovation is making it your own, and I don't need a fold-out daybed, so that kind of thing. So eventually that will come out. Yes, those long mirrors are gone. They're long gone. They were, I think I took them out when I was over close to Phoenix at one time, because there was there was a dump there, and I remember doing a dump run with those things and a couple other things and some like leftover flooring and that kind of stuff. But the floors have been done. I am documenting it all, and there will be a kind of a series of the renovation coming up when I kind of get to the point where it's more or less done. Hopefully my brain doesn't overtake any plans of that, because I'm already even thinking that the orange that you mentioned might be too much. I like the green that I use, but the one orange wall might be too much. I don't know yet. So I have to decide. But yes, I am renovating. It's just a slow ongoing process, and I don't really want to put the series of videos out until I can actually show the end result. So that is coming along. Fun times, fun times, fun times. Hey friends, I got to take a quick break in this video to give a shout out to my sponsor. I actually have a sponsor for this video. Now, it's kind of an informal sponsor. He's a friend of mine, but he is one awesome guy. Now, who am I talking about? I'm talking about Keith the Bobcat Guy. Keith is a small business operator in Brooks, Alberta. He runs a company called the Bobcat Guy, and he does everything from landscaping, bobcat related excavating, fences, sprinkler systems, snow removal, anything that you might need to basically landscape your yard, trenches for electrical, anything like that. If you're in Brooks, Alberta or the general area, definitely look up Keith the Bobcat Guy. He's the bobcatguy.com. I'll put his link in the description as well if you're looking. And like I said, anywhere in southern Alberta, give him a call. If he can't help you, he'll know somebody closer to your area who will. You won't go wrong. I highly recommend him. I've seen him firsthand out in the worst of weather in the middle of the night removing snow. So yeah, him and his guys are awesome. They've helped me out a lot, and I can't say enough good things about him. So yes, this video is sponsored by thebobcatguy.com. Check them out for anything related to landscaping, sprinkler systems, snow removal, fencing, all that jazz. He'll help you out. All right, friends, back to the video. Now, my final question before we get to the draw part is from Channel 33 with Spongy. Spongy asks, my question is, have you ever stayed in Slab City? I always wanted to check it out sometime. One thing I enjoy is exploring abandoned places and old towns. Well, I too enjoy exploring anything abandoned, cars, towns, places, that kind of thing. And as far as Slab City goes, I have visited there a couple of times, but I haven't stayed there I haven't pulled in with the camper and stayed. It does seem a little sketchy. I've heard of people, like put out their solar panel and a couple of days later it goes missing and, that kind of thing. So I don't really not really in a position to be risking my stuff right now. But as far as checking it out, like I rolled through there and I looked around, I took some pictures. There's some cool art. There's an area called, I think it's called Eastside Jesus, that is almost looks like a little bit of a kind of a very remote hippie art community, and it look kind of appealing, that kind of thing. But I haven't stayed there. I've explored it. I like that area. Like Nyland, California is kind of neat. It's all around the Salton Sea, which there's lots of abandoned stuff. At least there used to be. A lot of it's kind of being removed or cleaned up or that kind of thing. The old motel there. Actually, I'll throw a couple pictures of the old motel. That was close to Slab City. That was along the Salton Sea. This motel was used actually on a couple of album covers. Some friends of mine used it, and then another guy used a different version of like a different photo of the same motel. The old yacht club. If you're a movie location buff, here's a little tidbit for you. You can check this out. And there was a movie with Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson called The Beach, and basically it's about the future, and basically everybody is like doing their work and that kind of thing, and they're kind of on this in this colony or whatever, and the lottery that they have is to go to the beach. I'm not going to give away the plot of the movie, but basically this couple decides that they're going to escape and go find this beach or whatever. And in the process, they're on the run, and they go into this bar, this biker bar called, I think it was called Aces and Spades or something like that. And that bar was filmed in the old yacht club on the Salton Sea. I can't remember, it was like the northeast side of the Salton Sea is where the yacht club is. I'm trying to remember, I think it's called Desert Shores or something. I might be wrong on that. But if you basically look for the Salton Sea Yacht Club, you'll find it. It has since been restored. Like somebody bought it and fixed it up, and it's a community center now with a little bit of history about the Salton Sea and that kind of thing going on. They fixed it up. It's now I might be wrong on this too. It's a famous architect. I want to say what's his name, Albert Lloyd Wright or whatever, but I might be wrong. I wasn't really expecting to be talking about this, otherwise I would have kind of done some research. Basically, it was the original yacht club back in the day when the Salton Sea was booming, which is a whole other story. If you're interested in that kind of thing, it's got some interesting points to it. But the Salton Sea in Southern California was quite the place back in the, I'm going to say late 50s, early 60s. They were marketing it as Palm Springs with a beach, with a lake, that kind of thing. And then over the course of the next 10, 20 years, everything went to hell. So something to check out if you're into that kind of thing. But back to the original point, there's all these areas around there that, as far as an abandoned hunter, I found it quite interesting. I'll throw a few other pictures over top of here, just for shits and giggles, and show you around a little bit of what used to be there. I think I do have a couple of the old yacht club too before they fixed it up. So I'll dig those out, put them over top, and yeah. So, like I mentioned at the start of this video, there's only 4 of you in the draw. I put everybody's names in here. You guys saw me fold them, put them in here. I have not done anything with this can since. So, actually I'll bring the camera a little closer and we'll do this. Okay, so here's the tin. There's my hand. I obviously can't see in here. Mix them up a little bit. And there you go. I don't know if that's in focus or not yet, but I'll put it right here. Give me a rock. So, just in case there's any doubt, the name on the paper is Belle. So I will contact Belle. We'll talk about what size she will like and what print she wants printed, and I'll work it all out. So my friends, that is that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating in this video. I'm glad somebody got something out of it, and I hope to do another one soon. Maybe not as long as 100 videos away, but maybe at 250 we'll do one. All right. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate anybody who takes the time to watch my shenanigans. If you watch the vlogs as well, you know that I'm just a semi-crazy guy on his own with his dog doing my thing, and the fact that anybody really gives a shit surprises me daily. So I'm grateful for you all. And yeah, I'll let everybody know when Belle's print is on the way, in which I'll show you which one she chose, and we'll celebrate that a little bit. So that said, thanks for watching. Take care. Have yourself a great Thanksgiving weekend. It will be over by the time you see this, but hey, better late than never. Got another plane coming through, so I'm going to sign off, and I'll talk to you all soon. Okay, bye.